Hello, and welcome back to episode 18, part 2 of Unfettered. Kids, what's the plan?
Well,
Well, we're
I,
in the middle of a conversation?
You
Question
are,
mark?
I guess. I
so I
suppose.
just kind of
Yeah.
turned to Boozer, so how do dragon ascensions work?
How is the most sensitive topic of you people?
Kinda, yeah. Why do you ask?
Well, I'm kind of concerned that, which one is it? Abatu? Abatu might be a creation of the storm?
It is unlikely. When an aspect dies, their power is transferred via a ceremony by the remainder of the dragons to one of their young.
Stop for a second. Lean over to Albert. Have you seen any baby dragons?
I imagine they don't let other outsiders see them because, well, let's just say you've seen what the Empire's done to the wildlands.
I see. Okay.
So how many hundreds of years ago did you say that the aspect of the ruby spear, the previous aspect of the ruby spear died?
Satoru? Some 500 years ago.
500 years ago.
Yes, shortly after the shattering of Dragonhold. Boozer grimaces.
It doesn't line up with anything. And what about the angels, or whatever those outsiders are? What of them? What role do they hold in this?
I'm afraid you know as much as we do.
Really?
Well, it did want to kill an entire city to save the world.
Well, we know the world is shattered and fading, and more than just one person has come forward with these intentions. It's possible that things are not as simple as they seem.
That is frequently the case.
So we know that Constance's powers slowly restore the fractured whole parts of the world. If other things were to be able to do the same, then would it be possible for us to try to repair the world? Naturally, don't believe we'll be able to stop an entity just by healing this. Buy us time at the very least.
In theory, I see no reason why not. However, if this creature is as strong and as... Satoru casts a glance to the window, angry, as you say it is. I have strong doubts that you would be able to work faster.
Could it just kind of be better than doing nothing? We could get something going. I really could use a navy right now.
A navy.
It's kind of,
What for?
well, getting close to the arcane.
It is my understanding that if mortals enter the arcane, they die.
And you've verified this is already true, Constance, seeing as you
Yeah.
also died.
That is interesting. Are you still
I just-
Constance?
Imprinted the memories on me. I don't know.
How different
Picked the
is
wrong
that?
person.
Would you say, on a scale from 1 to 10, how Constance-like would you say you feel?
right this second, I'd say about a 2.
I see.
But that's more probably discovering that I'm not Constance.
Hmm.
You should have asked me like 3 hours ago. That would have given you a good.
I feel like this new data is important for the for understanding your current state.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my my communicators and start calling in to the companions to
Mhm.
mobilize the military and tell them that the arcane's turned red and to be prepared for any threats.
But by the way, like,
Conceivably, things could fly out of the arcane, but we don't know.
Yeah, Gamzees will put Dunsimic on high alert.
All right, and I'll also tell them to send message to whatever rebellion contacts they have, or not rebellion, but like Mara Dune contacts.
Yeah.
we might want to talk to the Pirate Council and just kind of like sit there. The Travelers. Try a plea
Travelers.
to whatever elves are still alive. Maybe talk to the Empire.
Well, if we're talking about talking, and we're talking about going places, then I just happen to have found something recently that will be very helpful.
Is it as cool as our new gold sending stones? As I pick up the pile of the gold ones.
I would say cooler.
I'm gonna
No
like lean
offense.
over to Sataru.
No
feeling like
offense,
a
my
thief right
lords.
Lifo looks between the spyglass and the communicators. They appear to have about the same thermal potential.
It's gonna be like,
Yes, you would be correct.
so,
What's thermal potential?
uh,
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, why don't we do this? We'll start. Let's start collecting these. Let's go to the sanctuary first. We can get in contact with the Travelers Guild there and the Pirate Council. Start mobilizing our forces. Call up Mabel. Get her to see if she can start researching.
Hi,
this
yes,
whole-
what?
oh, she's been on the line this entire time. I
Right.
just
Hi, Albert.
You've been studying Constance's condition longer than anyone,
Uh,
and as well as
yeah.
the nature of the arcane, correct?
Yes. The idea that there are multiple kinds of energy contained within it kind of throws some stuff out of whack, but what do you want me to do?
Mabel, do you
We need.
read Draconic?
Just 1 second. You hear a couple papers and books shifting around. Slowly.
All right. I'm gonna go take out the spyglass. Set it up into its formation. Scroll over to where Mabel's staying at. Zoom in,
Mhm.
like above it, and then like switch to the rune and like throw it on the floor.
It turns red.
Oh no, it turns red. All right.
This room is not big enough. Also, it's outside.
Yeah. All right. So what?
Also, it's inside right now.
Yeah. So I'll like look over at the the dragons. Just a moment, my lords, and I'm gonna like fly out the doors.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and get in the boat.
Lifo turns to Constance. He's discovered a way to open portals with the spyglass.
That's my thing.
I'm afraid magic does not recognize monopolies. That's true.
So I'm gonna go.
Albert goes
I'm gonna
outside.
Go outside, fly into the create a portal, fly into it, go over to Mabel, grab her.
How did you? Where did? What? What?
She just
No
heard
time
about
to
this
talk.
on the
Mabel,
radio.
come with me. Yeah, you're hearing this on the radio.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I think she's still surprised.
Yeah.
But I like also wait, what?
It probably happens around the same time that Lifo is explaining it to you.
Yeah, because Lifo's got kind of a bad sense of social situations, so he probably like started
does.
talking like after a long pause.
Yeah, like Albert had gone. People were just sort of like looking around. All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like grab her and just fly up to the portal
Mm-hmm.
and go back to the Dragon Castle and just throw her down in the assembly room.
Hi.
This mortal knows more about the arcane than
She's
probably any other mortal.
She's also been studying Constance specifically in the nature of her powers. She should be helpful for us to ascertain more information.
She pokes Constance.
Hi, yeah, I'm real.
Okay, I was just
Also, blue.
checking.
Little ball of electricity off.
Oh, it's completely different from the other two colors. What?
Yeah, this one fixes the
Really?
world.
Interesting.
Yeah,
she pulls out a notebook.
I give the staff
Satara
over.
raises an eyebrow. Could you describe the experience for me?
Um,
Sataru walks
exactly
over and,
the same.
turns
but
his
blue.
notebook around.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. She just starts.
I'm like, well, this introduction's a lot easier.
Nerds.
Sataru,
Yes.
this is
Blue.
Mabel. Mabel, this is the Great Blue Dragon. It would be.
It's so lovely to meet you. I am.
It might
What was
be.
that on that last page? Oh,
It might be in our favor if you let her have access to the library.
Very well.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of sitting around this room,
maybe
like,
working on it.
all right, we're gonna go somewhere.
Wait, you're
Right,
leaving? Are you leaving
we
me
were-
here? Am I staying? I'm staying here.
Well, you're.
For the moment, yes.
That's
Can
fine.
you fly the black sheep? Just kind of. Can you fly it between the islands here? I turn to Boozer. Oh, great, gold dragon. Could she have a guide?
I will provide an attendant.
Thank you. Just. Now, I'm also loving this idea that I just turn back into this inner circle in the middle of this giant hall with multiple dragons. We're just talking amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
consider this the last of my repayment.
Yes. I honestly didn't even think I was gonna get that much. All right. But whew.
we need to gather our allies. We should
Yeah.
probably also consider what we know about Ulite. If that's part of the power of ley lines, the crystallized essence of what ley lines were, and it's turned into the storm, it must play some sort of factor in this stability of the world. So that's another thing to mind.
If you
Like-
require nothing more of me, or of
yeah.
Sitaru,
Apologies. Yeah.
please vacate my chambers.
Just all of us start walking
we're
really
gonna
fast.
We're gonna walk out. Yeah.
Alright, yeah. So you can continue talking on your way back toward the docks.
Yeah.
So, here's the plan. Mabel, if you need quick movement, we can do that. We
Okay.
can get you out.
Alright.
We can. But we need you to kind of do your.
Do they eat here?
Well, they're mortal dragonborn here, so yes, they will have food.
Okay.
We experienced their hospitality in the past, and it was quite.
I just didn't know if that was the thing they were doing just for us while we were, here in this palace, or...
Yeah.
never mind.
We can also talk to some other dragons, see if they're gonna help. I kind of look over at the
Oh,
Red
yeah.
Dragon's island, not that one, and then just
Yeah, not that one.
look at the Green Dragon's island, or that one.
Naturally, I'm sure the dragons will inform each other of the situation. But for the time being, we need to gather our allies.
Yeah, let's get
It's
some
not
allies.
so easy. To
which ship did you bring here?
the little shuttle thing, not the
The
black sheep. The
Pleasure
other one.
Palace?
I think so.
Okay.
So we've got our smallest boats.
Yeah, you have your dinghies, and then
Yeah.
you Your actual ships are back in Dunsimic. Nice.
I mean, that's just how it is. All right. Yeah. So we're so first things first. Sanctuary. We have to tell we have to inform the travelers and the council.
All right.
Perhaps they'll have people who know something.
Council, you've got travelers?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Just crack my knuckles like, ah.
Yeah. I throw down the portal, and I presume we fly through.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's got like sort of blue-white edge to it, and it like ripples around the edges.
I think we're gonna leave the Pleasure Palace for Mabel.
And take the black sheep?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because the black sheep's faster. Yeah.
All right. So you fly through the portal and out into the air above Sanctuary, and something catches your eye immediately.
Is it the Red Arcane?
Well, there's the Red Arcane, but there's also the 3 Imperial ships that are sort of in a holding pattern outside the city, and the 1 warship that is docked in the harbor.
So, I'm not going to say we're going to change our plans, but I'm just going to ask, how fast can you set up that portal?
All I have to do is have the...
It's pretty fast. It'll take an action, combat terms.
All right. We're good. And I think that, like,
we'll just...
we're over the docks. It just jumps off the boat.
The warship, as you pull into port, Albert, you can catch its name on the hull. It's the ISS Dauntless.
Dauntless. Have we heard of that before? I'm sorry. I can't remember.
Maybe. You've definitely seen it, but I think you've only seen it from above, looking at it on the spyglass.
Yeah.
So, you could try and recall the ship from memory, but that'd be a history check.
All right, I'll try. I'll make an attempt at it. It's just like a passing thing, anyways.
Yeah. So the ISS Dauntless has been in service for a while. You're not sure who is captaining it now, but it has always been not quite best of the best ship, but certainly not a ship that is sent in for routine military action. It's a pretty prestigious ship with a well-known crew.
So probably an imperator or God, what was it? Lawmaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
A person
who's important. Yeah. So I'll start heading towards the Traveler's Lodge.
Okay.
I try not to bring attention to myself.
I just drop to the Villa City, start walking towards the...
Well, it was quick. It was
commanders.
like, oh, well, the ship must have been approaching. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the point.
The city is sort of not doing so hot. There are people laying in doorways and alleyways, and it's kind of hard to tell sometimes if they're just sick or if they're already corpses.
I'll go up to
health in
one
the
of the
city has not gotten great.
I'll go up to one of the people who's like sick and just kind of inspect them.
Um,
Going on. I mean, like that's a pretty weird thing to do, but just like kind of step out to like someone who's like slumped in a doorway or something.
Yeah, their eyes are they're virtually unresponsive, so they're not going to raise any fuss about you.
Yeah.
Looking over them, but their eyes are bloodshot, and there's a strange sort of blue tinge to their skin, like they're not getting enough oxygen.
Yeah.
And you'll recognize this as a disease that's been talked about a couple times in the Imperial Eye, called blue fever.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like look around for a second and then summon up my lay on hands and try and heal the disease.
Yeah, they they cough, and as they cough up some blood, it's like purple.
Yeah.
But they blink and look around sort of wearily, like they're clearly still sick, but
yeah,
they're actually responsive now. Who are you? What?
I'm gonna try channeling more power and see if I can actually revert the symptoms more.
Roll a medicine check.
All right. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, no, you feel like you're getting somewhere, and then it just like slips from your grasp, and you're not really sure what the root of this sickness is.
All right, I'm gonna like give them another look over, and then continue walking towards the traveler's lodge.
Wait, but and they just sort of like weakly reach out to you as you walk away.
Yeah.
And you I assume you just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you reach the Travelers Guild, and as you turn sort of the corner and come onto the street that the lodge is on, you immediately notice several Imperial soldiers outside the doorway. And judging by the fact that they're not wearing standard uniform and wielding standard kit, these are some kind of shock troopers or Marines, elite Marines.
Interesting. And they're just surrounding the lodge?
They're outside the entrance.
They're outside the entrance.
And they're clearly on guard. They're like looking at everybody walking past.
Okay. I'm gonna slip around it. Last time I was here, are there any like windows or like skylights or something?
Yeah, there are windows and side entrances. Are you gonna try and find one that isn't guarded?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Again with this. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't find one that is unguarded. You find a couple that would have worked, but it appears the guards have, or the soldiers have found all of them. They've been real thorough.
Okay. The least guarded entrance, or well. All right, so is the Traveler's Lodge just kind of like a rectangular building, and it's just like literally a lodge?
Yeah.
So I assume that all the entrances are guarded. The guards can see each other from between entrances.
As in most cases, yeah. I think there might be one where there are just two soldiers there that are out of line of sight of the others.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna. All right. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call forth my steed.
Call the bat. All right.
Call the bat. The
so
bat
yeah,
that hasn't been mentioned at all.
Runic circle appears beneath you. Dark vapors. This giant bat claws its way out. And you've got your bat.
Yeah. I've got my bat. All right. So one of the entrances where there are two guards that are that can't see any of the other guards. I'm gonna tell the bat to like swoop down really low next to them and then fly off to distract them and see if it can like get their attention.
All right. Yeah. So the bat swoops and they definitely notice. And one of them like raises a trident in defense, whereas the other pulls up their shield and their short sword. And they both fall into a defensive stance as the bat swoops by. What are you planning to do from there?
Shit, so they're just defending? They don't seem to...
They're not going to go follow it.
Yeah.
Let's chase it!
Shit dogs.
The one with the trident, like, nods his head to the one with the shield and the short sword, and that soldier goes into the door.
Okay, I'm gonna... Now that he's gone into the door, I'm gonna slip behind the other one and just try and, like, take him out in one blow.
You can roll a stealth check for me.
All right.
17's pretty good. Yeah.
All right.
With the distraction from the bat and 17, you managed to get behind him. Roll to hit.
All right.
We'll see if you actually manage to knock him out. 25 is real good. So yeah, you conquer on the back of the helmet. Bonk! Down she goes.
All right. I'm gonna like then. So I assume the door just opened, like was just like open and the person passed through. I'm gonna like open the door and check to see if the person's still going through or.
Yeah, you open the door into a sort of small kitchen area, and you do not see anyone in it.
All right, I'm gonna like draw my cloak over myself and kind of obscure my features and like kind of slip into the main room, probably like where the crowd would be, I assume.
Okay, yeah. There are. It's weirdly silent in here. There are travelers all throughout the room, over in sort of the lounge area, over by the bar. But they're all, if they're talking in hushed whispers. There are a couple guards on the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And the one with the shield and the short sword that you saw before is walking up the stairs currently.
Okay, so that person, so whoever's upstairs is probably authority here. I'm gonna like go over to some random like one of the travelers and like nudge them like, excuse me, what's going on? I went to take a piss and.
Imperial showed up with, her friends. She's talking to Toledo.
To Toledo?
Yeah. Said something. Wait, do I know you?
No.
Oh,
You're just thinking of someone else.
She said something about finding someone, and I don't know. Toledo seemed interested in helping, but I think it's some old traveler.
Old traveler?
Yeah.
Who is it?
She said her name was Bethany Vessinger and that she was looking for her dad.
Vessinger?
Yes. Why? Do you know who that is?
Thanks for your help.
A door upstairs slams open, and the young woman from before, with her blonde hair done up in a thick braid, comes storming out. You two, back on the entrances, you with me. She, takes the stairs 2 at a time, and I'm gonna have her roll perception. /GM roll. She glances at you briefly, and you see a moment of, not confusion, but, uncertainty cross her face, as she's like, this person wasn't here before, and, as she walks through the door to the kitchen, she, turns to the guard with the shield and says, wait here, watch that person. And she goes outside. And the guard, or the soldier pulls his sword back out and shoulders his shield and stands at attention at the door, watching you, just directly at you.
Yeah. So the 2 of the guards at the stairs are just still there at the bottom of the stairs.
They've moved to reinforce the doors. They're checking that the other entrances haven't been compromised.
Okay.
So the stairs currently are uncovered.
All right. I'm gonna move. Move. So if there's a kind of larger gathering of where travelers are, I'm gonna move into the circle and position myself around the circle so that they can't see me. So the guy can't see me. And then. Would I have to make a stealth check?
You're going to have to roll a stealth check with disadvantage, because he's staring directly at you.
Yeah.
And is going to move if he loses sight of you.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was advantage, not disadvantage.
Well, let's look at what the other
What's
one.
the other roll? Okay.
Oh, that's a 21.
A 21 is real good. I'm going to have him roll perception.
All right.
Yeah, no. You sort of... move over to a group at the bar and lean on the bar and start talking to them. It's hey, just act natural for a second. And out of the corner of your eye, you see him cock his head and hey, and start walking over, but you sort of duck around somebody and get to the stairs.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna slip up the stairs.
He starts he grabs somebody by the shoulder who's wearing a cloak similar to yours, pulls them around. Hey. Wait, where'd that person go? You're up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna open the door to the room that Toledo's in.
Yes. Now that you're back. Oh. Hello. I was just looking for you.
It seems that you're fond of talking to other people's children.
When you put it that way, it sounds inappropriate.
Well, considering how old you are, I wouldn't imagine. I'd imagine everyone seems like children to you.
It often feels that way.
Ooh, rough. What's the meaning of her being here? Why is she here?
Well, I'm sure that's for her to explain and not for me. It's her secrets, and as you know, I'm very good at keeping those. When necessary.
Oh, and another matter. The reason I actually came to the Travelers Guild for, the arcane's turned red and the world is slowly falling apart.
I noticed that. I was going to, As a matter of fact, part of why I was attempting to con your daughter in the first place was so I could find you and get some answers.
Well, it seems like everything worked out for the best then.
Indeed, though I must admit she appears to be somewhat angry and on a mission. So you might want to...
So when she said, find me, did it seem like she was trying to find me and capture or kill me?
Well, I suppose you could find out by turning around. She's standing at the top of the stairs with a flintlock pistol in her hands, or in her hand, pointed at your chest. Albert, I presume?
Bethany. It's been so
Hands where
long.
I can see them. Do you raise your hands?
My hands are raised.
All right. She turns to one of the guards. Take his weapons.
It's gonna take a while.
You don't have to do this.
'Cause you're the most trustworthy man in all of Hersagul, right?
I'm at least third place, I'd say.
Third isn't good enough for me. The guards will approach, and will you try and stop them from checking you for weapons?
From checking me for weapons? I mean,
Yeah.
I've got my sword at my hip.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they're gonna take the sword.
I'm gonna take a moment and consider. This is such a mess.
Don't make another choice you're going to regret.
Kill your daughter. Kill
Well, of
your
course
daughter.
I'm not gonna kill my daughter. Stop. Stay where you are, guards. And there's no need to disarm me, Bethany.
I
I've
beg
done
to
nothing.
differ. You have been raising hell across the lands for months.
Yes.
You've been slaughtering men. You've seized a city.
What do you call what the Empire's been doing then, Bethany? Lightly killing them? Have you seen the Wildlands?
Her jaw tenses.
Have you seen what they've done to Maradun? What?
I suspect I've seen it a little
did
more
not
close
do.
up than you have, Father.
Never expected that my own daughter would follow in my own foolish footsteps.
After Mother's stories, please.
There's nothing that the Empire has for you.
If you won't let them take your weapons, show me I can trust you and put them down yourself.
Alright, fine. I take my rapier off and throw it onto the desk.
Yeah, it like clatters and skids, and
Yeah.
Toledo with his like wine glass leans over. Nice. She
Weapon or no?
puts the pistol away in its bandolier.
So what have you come looking for me for?
The soldiers look back and forth. Walk inside. We'll talk in there.
Fair enough. Yeah, so we'll walk in.
Yeah, she before she shuts the door, if anyone else shows up, kill them. She closes it. And let's cut to Constance.
Maybe I should go visit Albert. Stand right in front.
You're on your way to the
The Pirate Council.
Pirate Council. Yeah. So similarly, walking through the city, it's gross and sick and deathly. Do you do anything on your way there, or do you just head straight for the Marquise?
I have the ability to remove diseases. One of my abilities.
You do.
Also, I need to read a different thing. Okay. So, is it this one that... No. Restore health? That does disease?
Remove one disease from the creature. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you, go ahead and roll first aid.
I'm great at this. It's, something I've practiced a lot of and don't have a -1 in. I have a
It
-1.
isn't stellar. You know, course the energy through them, and they clearly improve, but you can't quite remove the disease. It's remarkably effective, though. You get them not just to a point where they're speaking, but they appear to have been reduced to, like, sort of a light cough. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Perfect. This next part might hurt more.
Huh?
Just, take a deep breath. Maybe close your eyes.
Okay. Alright. Are you using the sword power?
Yeah. So I, like, draw the oolite blade.
Alright. And, what do you do? When you
So I think,
attack
like,
this
I'm just
person?
gonna be like,
You're gonna
cover.
have to roll some damage, by the way.
If the saving throw was successful, the target takes no damage.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Thanks for knowing how your power works that I wrote.
Also, it's just gonna make it non-lethal and just knock them out.
Good call. So what does this look like?
I think, yeah, like, so I pull out the oolite blade and, like, blue lightning arcs between my hand and the blade for a second before it, like, becomes almost ethereal, and I just kind of bring it slowly through them, and, like, it comes out the other side with, like, blue tar on it.
Yeah, and it just, like, flicks onto the ground and sizzles a little bit. What?
That's magical in nature. Putting his sword away.
I'm not sure how they're gonna react to that. Let's see. They're clearly scared and they're gonna try and run away.
Have a good day. Well, you try to be nice to people in this town.
It's a pirate town, so I don't know what you were expecting the quality of people to be good.
No, just keep walking. Might stop at another person and be like, your eyes are closed.
Stab.
Worst case scenario,
Stabbing
just
people.
like smack him on the back of the head with the backside of the sword, and like you see blue tar fall out of their head. This is kind of fun.
Oh Jesus! All right,
do that a few times.
You eventually make your way to the Marquise, and only a couple of the captains are there at the moment. Currently, PV Card, Marie Leclerc, and Sarah Jubilee are present, but Marshall Price and Corbin Merrick are not.
Hi.
Well,
Come.
by my stars and garters, if it's not Constance Stormheart.
Oh, I know that you missed me, but I'm back.
So very much. I don't suppose you have something to do with the Imperials showing up on our doorsteps shortly after the entire world turned on a different color?
One of those.
Funny
I'll let you
that.
guess which one, and I'll tell you if you're right.
Maria sort of rolls her eyes. The Imperials, of course.
Actually, you're wrong. There's a thing under the arcane, like a living thing. It's kind of eating away at our world. And I pissed it off. Just gotta sit there.
Good for you, hon.
I thought you all would like to know that we're all gonna die, unless we do something.
Roll a persuade check. The only reason I'm not giving you disadvantage on this is because this is not the first time you've said something completely outlandish and been correct. So,
You know what's worth a point of inspiration?
That persuasion check, yeah.
Yeah, because my dice tonight have been awful.
Hey, a 19.
Worth
Not
it.
bad. Well, that's certainly some alarming news.
Would you like the memories that prove it? I can do that.
I believe we will be fine without some.
No one wants my memories. Anyways, I heard about how the arcane was made from the dragons. Right, you knew I was going there. I was waiting for the gasps and surprise that I just talk with dragons on a regular basis.
I think the problem here is that you are sort of dancing around the big problem, which is that you came here because you want something, yes?
More just when the time comes, Sanctuary and your crews are going to be
when
there.
the time comes, when the time comes. Do you own... Is that the only phrase that you know? If
Stab
you
it in
want
the mind?
something from us, give us a plan. We're busy pirates.
Well, yeah.
And now we're busy pirates who have to convince our crews that they're not going to be eaten by a ghost.
That's much more likely now, by the way.
I will be sure not to tell my sailors that. Thank you.
I was more just, wanting, you all to not die. Something, and, your crew all have a magical disease.
They look back and forth.
The blue fever, it's magic.
Oh, of course it is.
I tried to cure. There's a lot of sick people. I can't fix them all. I fixed like 4.
Do you know where this thing under the arcane is? Do you know how to kill it?
Current guess is me,
Of course.
because it's tearing the world apart. I can put it back together. Long story. My powers are originated from it.
I think what my esteemed colleague Marie is trying to get at here, darling, is that if you don't know what you're doing, we don't know how to help you. Now, of course, as much as some of us may have some open animosity toward you, by and large, we're all interested in keeping the living thing going. So, if you figure something out, and you have a way we can help,
Well,
come and ask. But in the meantime, you're wasting all our time.
there is one thing that I've been kind of thinking that might be a little helpful. Hersagul was rebuilt recently.
Uh-huh.
Do you guys have anyone on the inside that could be helpful?
Not that we know of. All our men gone missing. They're long dead.
Damn. Well, I have to get my plans back.
Now,
Well,
once you sort all that out, you come along and let us know.
all right.
Alright?
Yeah, I'll get Molokai. He'll come up with a plan. It'll be fine. But I start walking
Alright.
out.
Come back, you hear? And we cut to Albert, and Bethany. That's irrelevant. You don't deserve my story. I've been serving under Malachi Kent for some time. A few months ago, he recruited me, along with several others, to form a clandestine organization answering only to him, intended
Yes, I'm
to
aware of
find
that.
you and Constance
I'm aware of that as well.
and bring you to justice.
Justice is a funny word. Has a lot of different meanings. Maybe your Molokai Kent could elaborate on what just things he's done.
I happen to agree with you.
What? Why would you join his crew?
If, hypothetically, you were working for an organization, perhaps a company, a merchant organization that you disagreed with,
Right.
and you only discovered that you disagreed with them after working for them for a time, and you were given the opportunity to know not only what they were doing, but what they were doing to stop other people that happened to agree with you, would you leave, or would you perhaps stay close to the information?
Well, the last time I was in a situation where I disagreed with the company I was with, I got put in jail for 7 years. So, frankly, I think what you're saying is quite correct.
Okay. I've never had any intention of bringing you to what the Empire calls justice.
Right.
Justice for the Empress means imprisonment or death.
Something I'm sure we're both familiar with.
It never means actually fixing a problem. So as much as I detest the thought of working with you,
Test is a strong word. Your mother, is she still alive?
something happened recently. When Malachi returned from the Draconic Isles, the Empress was not happy with his coming back empty-handed. Malachi is in Hersagul. He's been stripped of
Really?
his position. I was promoted to the position of Admiral, not Grand Admiral. And the Empress has
Congratulations.
taken his fleet and gone to the Wildlands. There are reasons that the lawmakers were formed without the Empress's knowledge. Malachi has been suspicious for some time of her intentions.
In what sense? What has the Empress been doing?
She doesn't want money. She doesn't want a larger empire. To hear Malachi tell it, there are powerful artifacts hidden in the Wildlands. And
So the rumors are true.
from what Malachi says, she believes if she obtains these artifacts, she can become a god. Malachi doesn't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. I suspect you don't either.
More talk of gods in the same day. Well, since you're here, I might as well give you a little bit of information that I have. Wait, did I say that? Did I already tell
Her about the arcane and whatnot?
Arcane? Well, yeah, like in the conversation with Toledo. Did I say
You,
that?
you mentioned that the sky had changed colors and stuff, and
Yeah, well, I imagine they noticed
But-
that.
but you got a little sidetracked.
Yeah. Well, that is truly a pressing problem, and the Empress is not someone that needs to be turned into a god. However, we have another issue. And by we, I mean every single living being in Hersagul. What we know of the arcane has been wrong. Underneath the arcane, something terrifying has been sleeping for a long time. And it would seem it's waking up. See the color of the sky, of the sea outside? Red? That doesn't just happen for no reason.
Toledo is starting to grin, sort of menacingly. I did, in fact, notice that on my way here.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull my staff out and slam it on the ground real quick.
Okay.
Do I notice anyone with the shards pointing at anyone?
Nope.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it
She's
back.
just sort of like, what?
Sorry, I just had to check. Continue.
And you know what's happening out there?
We only know bits and pieces, and we only just learned recently. But the situation is worse than I could possibly have imagined. This thing apparently is beyond all of the known realms. Realms that we don't necessarily know about, but others that work in my employ know about. And it's been devouring our world since the cataclysm. It's been inside of it, festering.
It's in the arcane, isn't it?
Yes, I just said that it was in the arcane.
You need two things. You need a way to survive in the arcane,
Yes.
and you need men to fight. Or women, pardon.
Lots of them, preferably, yes.
Perfect. You see, Bethany here wants you to break her boss out of prison. Because with him, you might be able to take some of the Imperial military, which would solve one of your problems. I wanted to find you because, well, I wanted to know what was going on, but also I was kind of hoping you would, help me steal something from the travelers.
You're not the first person who's come to me with one of those requests, Toledo, as I'm sure you know.
That's why I was asking you. I'm looking for a device, staff, if I understand correctly, that, based on my research, I'm pretty sure can protect from the arcane.
Such a thing exists?
Oh, yes.
Well then. It seems like we can help each other here then. Alright, Toledo. Bethany.
He holds out a hand, like to do a little bit of a woo.
I grasp it. I grasp it firmly and like shake it.
Yeah, Bethany puts her hand in.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's just like a
It's-
team thing,
yeah.
like put your hand in the middle.
If either of you screw me, I won't hesitate to destroy you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
My track record is more getting screwed than screwing.
Well, there was her mother.
That's
Although one could say it went either way.
We don't need to bring up the last time I stole something, Toledo.
Indeed.
Bad memories.
Very
Over
well
the-
then.
I think
And then
in
I
your
think-
pocket you hear, Albert! Albert!
You should probably answer that.
Speaking of women to fight,
Albert.
I pull out my sending stone. Yes, Constance?
Albert. Oh, hi.
So, how do you feel about freeing a whole bunch of prisoners?
Funny that. I was going to say the same things to you, but unfortunately for you, I have something unpleasant you don't want to hear.
What is it?
One of those prisoners we're freeing is going to be Molokai Kent.
Oh, I was just gonna free all of Sutter Gall to get a new army.
Well, if we get the assistance of this Molokai, and we get his troops, my friend here, Toledo, my friend,
waves.
has a way of helping us survive in the arcane.
Oh, I just kind of assumed that was gonna happen if I jumped in.
I don't think the arcane will welcome you very nicely if you jump in again.
Right.
All right.
Hmm.
We'll marshal the troops and end the session here.
Precisely. All right. Thank you guys both so much, even though it's a short session. I'll talk to you offline, but hopefully we can be back next week. Fingers crossed.
All right.
Yes.
But if you want to catch up on previous episodes, you, viewers, you can find them all on YouTube at youtube.com/NRSS. Or if you wanted to know when we're going to have our next session, because this is the most intermittent show on the internet, you can follow me here on Twitch or on Twitter at NRSS. But regardless, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Goodbye.